I'm working on earrings. So here I have 11 pairs set out that I'm working on. So I get the stones together first, and I mix up the colors, and I make sure that I have a variety of colors and textures, and then I make the prongs. And then I'll arrange it once I have all the prongs made. So you can see how they start out like this. And this is my scrap, which I love. It's very heavy. And here's another necklace I'm working on, but I have to go get some more stones. So here are all the prong settings that I've made so far. I have about 85 here, and I make these each individually, and they're not cast, so they're all soldered. It's actually really calming to make these, especially when you have a lot that you can do at once really fast. It feels really good. It's like meditating. I love soldering too. So that's what I got going on today. And come over here and look at my stuff. All right. I have all these great cases. Lots of colors. Yummy. Aren't they great? So many sparkly. So that's sort of my inspiration for this jewelry is the colors. Cool. Colors and textures. These the rough cut stones, you know, they're all sort of different shapes, and I just pick whatever ones look good with whatever piece of jewelry I'm making. Cool. Like on that big necklace over here, a bunch of different shapes all together, and that I can make them work in one big piece. We're just mixing up the random shapes.
So what got you into jewelry?
My grandmother was an enamelist, and when I was 19, she gave me her kilns, her enamels, a bunch of copper, all these things that she had used for her whole life. And so when my grandfather died, I got $2,000 inheritance, and I went to Penland School of Crafts for money, and I took an enameling and jewelry class, and that was it. I loved it. Loved it.
Awesome.
And so I finished up my regular college. I got an undergraduate degree in English, basically, and I decided that I wasn't going to get a job with that degree, so I went back to school for jewelry design. I went to the Fashion Institute of Technology, and I loved it so much. It was such a great way to go to school when every class that you took, you loved. It was so fun. And so then I finished that. It's a 2-year degree in jewelry design, and I came back to Asheville, and I basically started my business. Cool. And I've been doing it now for 13 years. I make jewelry, because that's my favorite thing to do. I teach, which is also one of my favorite things to do. And that led me into writing books, because one of the editors at Lark, Terry Taylor, recommended me for a chapter in a book. And so I wrote the chapter, and they really liked the chapter and asked me to submit more ideas, so I did. And then I wrote another book. And then I submitted another idea, and I wrote another book, the Creative Metal Crafts and Making Metal Jewelry. Those were my first 2 books by myself. And then Martha Levan, my fabulous editor, asked me to write the Art and Craft of Making Jewelry. So I wrote that, which was a more comprehensive book. And then we decided that we needed a book that was only technique, without projects, that was really easy to use, that people could sit right next to their bench and read, sort of like a recipe book, and try out the techniques with their own designs, their own thoughts, and have a lot of different techniques right there at their fingertips in a really user-friendly book. And so that's what the Ultimate Jeweler's Guide is. And also you could get the Ultimate Jeweler's Guide and have a huge basic techniques section right there, so that any other Lark jewelry book you buy can be referenced back to the Ultimate Jeweler's Guide. So I'm really excited about that coming out. I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's going to be awesome. So over here I'm working on some rings for a ring show this summer at the Shaw Gallery. And Sam Shaw is another jeweler, and he has a jewelry gallery in Maine. So I'm making 20 rings. Each artist in the show makes 20 rings. And there's the start of my selection. 20 rings is actually a lot of rings to make. It's taken me longer than I thought. Especially you want them all in the same style, so that they show like a group for each artist.
That's gonna be a huge
It's gonna be neat show. There's some cool artists in that show.